Good evening. 2 years ago, the borough produced a master plan for the residential development of the Quartier Namur in Patron, located roughly just east and west of the Declaration Talon axis. It covers 95 hectares of land and anticipates the construction of 20,000 housing units between now and 2050. Since the 46 hectares that make up the Bourbonnais site lacks infrastructure, it will be developed later. At a January demolition committee meeting, it was revealed that 4 18 to 24-story mid-rises are forecast to be built soon at the intersection of Namur Street and the Carry. If built to their maximum height, these would be the tallest structures erected in our borough since 1966, only surpassed by a 26-floor apartment building on Queen Mary. In a sense, New France is being resurrected, and the seigneurial system is being reestablished in our borough. Landlordism is becoming the dominant feature of CDN-NDG. Real estate developers reign supreme as they grant and create, in effect, seigneurs who in turn collect rents in the form of mortgages or traditional rents from the censitaires. Neo-feudalism has been established and now expands to the Namur section. Our democracy flounders, our standard of living declines, homelessness increases, and growing income and wealth disparities are making us look more and more like the Ancien Regime. Somehow, 4 18 to 24-story residential towers will contribute to rectifying all these problems. Transforming our borough into a neo-feudal enterprise is not progress. It is a huge step backwards. It was, rather, industrial capitalism that brought great and enduring wealth to our residents.
Carl, I'm going to ask that you get to the question.
Councillor Teo Doresco, in a recent Suburban article, you stated that in 2026, quote, launching priority real estate projects, unquote, in the QNH would be one goal of the present administration. What are all the priority real estate projects planned for this area?
Thank you for the question. I'm not sure exactly how it was put in the article, but probably was in the line of this building residential unit and building this new neighborhood is a top priority for us, for this administration. This lot has been inactive, dormant for many, many years. And again, we're an administration that wants to show that we can actually build stuff again in Montreal. And I think we came up pretty strongly. I think we're sitting here in majority because many Montrealers elected our party because we were able to commit to building way more housing units, all types, especially to solve the housing crisis that leads to a new homelessness crisis. So probably when I meant this quote is in that sense, and saying this is a top priority project for the administration as a whole, and I didn't go into the details of the exact mix of which type of unit. It's too early, and it's above my pay grade at the moment. But yeah, if you want to add something. Yeah.
Do you have a second question, Paul? I do. Let's be honest, the Bourbonnais part of the QNH will never be developed as currently planned. The infrastructure cost is $1.5 billion, making it highly unlikely that work will ever be undertaken since all 3 levels of government are up to their teeth in rising insurmountable debt. That leaves the Namur sector. The master plan foresees 14 hectares of green space for the QNH. However, only 5 of that 14 will be in the Namur area, despite it being larger than the Hippodrome site and more housing is to be constructed there. Given sizable increases in population to the immediate north and south of Namur, Triangle and Westbury developments, logically a Loyola Park-sized green space should be created there, so as to attract families with children. Current plans for pastorales and scattered, smallish green spaces are simply a sad reflection of our capitulation to the dominance of the real estate industrial complex,
Carl, I'm sorry.
and our collective failure to challenge the many gross inequities of our current housing system.
If you can get your second question,
Right.
please.
Surely if NDG, Confederation, and Loyola large-sized parks could be established in the past, they can be now. Mayor Substitute Moroz, will the borough create a Loyola Park-sized green space in the Namur sector?
Thank you so much for that question. You know, I agree with almost everything that you said there, but one of the things that makes sense in a lot of your orientations is that the QNH planning excluded the residents who currently live in the area. So it took a line and cut out everybody who is a resident in the triangle and did not include them in any consultative phase of this decision, and made decisions about what will come right next to them. And that left out everything that needs to be planned for the quality of life to be maintained in the area existing. So, for example, the school is finally coming, but the school is being put on the soccer field, because that's where the soccer field was, because we never thought the school was coming, so we made a soccer field. Now we're taking away the only green space that allows people to play soccer anywhere in that area that will eventually have 20,000 units. And that's why we need to redo the priorities within the Quartier Notre-Dame-de-Grâce in order to prioritize the quality of life in the area. And I agree that the biodiversity loss and the heat islands and again, just not having a place for kids to play is a huge problem, an area we want people to move into and live for 30 years. And so we're going to fix that, and I've already had many meetings to deal with that. And to speak to your earlier question about the potential development with height, know that those are always being done with the idea of keeping our heritage value in place, but also bringing in as many people as possible who want to live in Côte-des-Neiges in a quality apartment, condo. You know, we want to be able to provide different opportunities for people to live on island, and I think Côte-des-Neiges-NDG is a great place to receive them, and I think a project at that place would make sense. So thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Prochaine question.